Our next guest funds 25 portfolio management teams through his $2 billion proprietary investment firm, and he is looking to expand. Says he's recruiting talent from Shuttered hedge funds such as Galleon and Diamondback Capital. Stephen Shonfeld of Shonfeld Group joins me now right here at Post 9. Nice to have you.
Good to see you.
Our viewers may at least know the name, and when they think about it, as so many others, they think, okay, a lot of short-term traders coming in every day, using largely your capital, you trading as well, and then everybody goes home. But that's not your business any longer.
No, it was a major part of our business for years, but it's about 10% of our business now. Most of our business has been focusing on the hedge fund world, and we've been in the hedge fund since 1995 as a major investor. And more recently, in the last 5 years, 6 years, we've been very aggressively going into quant and more recently relative value.
Why relative value?
I feel it's stock pickers. There's always going to be reasons for stock pickers. For a few years, they underperformed, mostly because of high correlation of stocks to each other, led mostly by the euro. As the euro went, so did stocks, and a flight to ETFs, which by definition, stocks went in parallel to each other. I feel that's going to ease over time.
You think that's going to start to change?
Absolutely.
I mean, we've had hedge funds underperforming now. I think it's going to be 3 years in a row.
With every bubble and burst comes opportunity, and I feel those are two good strategies. It's a really more consistent model as far as quant and relative value, diversified numerous groups, covering different parts of the marketplace.
So that's where you're putting a lot of your money to work in terms of hiring a couple of guys to manage whatever funds you want to allocate towards them.
Right.
And now that we should say that as well. So you're hiring people, I guess.
Yeah, we're out there hiring. We're looking for the best talent, and the big thing is versus hedge funds, as prop, we have flexibility. We have a lot of, we care a lot about their wish list, want list, need list of the managers, and to find and attract the best talent, you need to offer them something.
Right.
So we offer a package that we feel is unparalleled by many. In the prop world, family office, it's easier for us to do that creatively. Example would be paying up for consistency. So we're looking for the best consistent quants, the best consistent relative value performers, and we have some special internal metrics to give them higher payouts than they can get at other hedge funds or banks.
You know, Steve, how does your model differ from that of, let's say, Stevie Cohen? I know SAC takes in outside capital, but most of it is Mr. Cohen's.
Correct.
A lot of it is allocated towards the kinds of people you're describing, towards different guys he brings in, gives them a certain amount of money and says, go to it, and then give me some of your ideas and we'll talk as well. I know you still trade also. How are you different from that?
It's similar in the way we both back strategists, but his is more, he's at the hub, great trader. Steve's one of the best traders of all time on Wall Street, and he's always sharing ideas, best ideas with all his portfolio managers, and a lot of it gets filtered through him. He's very, very involved in the books. My managers are more passive investments where I'm not dealing with them day to day, month to month, quarter by quarter, and sharing ideas. They do their own thing, I do my own thing.
Now, it is all your money, isn't it?
Correct.
That's a nice problem to have. And so the SEC, in terms of at least, most hedge funds have to register with the SEC. You don't have to register with the SEC.
As a family office, we don't have to register, but we're still regulated by the SEC just like everyone else.
What about the hedge fund business overall? How hard, is it any harder to start a hedge fund? I mean, we may see some very talented guys come from a number of these firms that at least are having some issues at this point. Are they going to have an easier or harder time raising money in this environment?
There's seeders out there. Seeding is pretty much at a low where not a lot of entities are out there seeding. We're different in the fact that seeders typically try to own 20 to 30% of the GP, where we're just looking for capacity and trying to invest in the manager and talent. But as far as overall hedge funds, the big guys like the big names have underperformed for a while. They're great. They have great track records. But a lot of them have too much money to manage, and they're overcapacity, where they might have a guy who his sweet spot is $300 million, would be perfect for him to trade and have a great, consistent track record at $300 million. And because they have so much money and they need return, they have to push $800 million, $1 billion to him, and he might go into strategies or holding times or products that aren't his core competency.
Now, you made your money, obviously, in trading, but why not do something else? In other words, again, this is your money. You're making a decision. This is the best way to allocate it, the best way to get a return on it. There's a lot of other things you could be doing, I would assume.
That is true. I just have a passion for the business, but I really do have a passion for short-term trading, which I've always had, but I really have a passion for the quant world and relative value world. And They are just more consistent because they're not taking a lot of market exposures. They're more neutral-based strategies.
But they may not get the returns in either.
Right.
You're happy.
Happy because it's more of a consistent, diversified model.
Stephen Shonfeld, appreciate you coming down and joining us.
Thank you, David.
You're very welcome.